Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm going to be doing something that I don't do very often outside of like Gundam Converge stuff, and I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing a figure here this time. If you saw in the Gunpla delivery video where I got this, I mentioned that the reason that I got this was because I wanted this to be a companion for my Master Grade Astray Blue Frame D. I think that Gundam and this Zoids figure share a lot of like the same aesthetics and colors especially as well. So I haven't built that kit yet, so I'll have to do that, but I just wanted to unbox this just and show it to you guys because it was new, it's just been released, so for anyone who's interested in having a look at it, I thought I'd get this information out. Then later when I get a chance to work on these, I'll work on them both. This one I'm assuming I'm going to be doing some repainting on as well. But I'll just have to see. I don't know exactly what the plastic's like or anything inside. This is made by Kotobukiya. This is a Zoids Aggressive figure, ZA001. So maybe I gotta be honest, I don't really know a whole lot about Zoids in general, especially like Zoids figures and all of that. So I'm guessing this is the first one in this line of the Zoids Aggressive line. I'm guessing this is a new line of products coming out just because this one is number 001. But again, I'm not entirely too sure about that. This is a 1/100 scale full action figure, so it should be pretty cool. Not a whole lot of like accessories and stuff like this. Basically, it's just got the big sword on its back. I'll just give you a look around the box. It's very shiny, obviously, so you hopefully will be able to see everything okay. Side of the box is looking like this. You're gonna be seeing my reflection the whole time on the box there. Sorry, there's the Liger itself. Now, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Zoids. I watched the TV show back in the day when it was on like Toonami, around the same time Gundam was and all that. Outside of that, I don't really know a whole lot. It looks like it does have like an inner frame built in to the figure, sort of. Just showing you some of the things that you can do with this gimmick. I guess the head, where the cockpit is, kind of opens up. Looks like a very, very nicely articulated figure, so you should be able to do a lot of really nice posing and stuff with this kit. I think it'll look good having this posed up with the Blue Frame D. So looking forward to that. Like I said before as well, when this was first announced, and like I pre-ordered it straight away because I thought it looked really cool. I just immediately had this idea. I first thought it was going to be a plastic model kit, especially because it's made by Kotobukiya, but it's actually, then I later found out it's just going to be a figure. Not too bad. I mean, it would have been nice if it was an actual model kit and I could enjoy putting it together myself, but figure will be fine. We can work with that. Okay, I'll just take this off. I'm guessing here this is maybe our just instruction booklet. Let me open this up. Now here's the instruction paper, just basically showing how to put this sword on the back and the tail in the back, and then I guess how to just basically how everything moves. Just I guess so it's just showing you just so you don't actually like accidentally overextend or move anything too far or anything like that. How the sword blade can sort of extend as well. There. Here in the picture I can see there's like flash on the part, even in the picture there in the manual, so I'm guessing that's probably going to be one thing I'm going to have to do with this as well, is maybe get rid of some flash on the plastic. Not sure how well it's going to take to sanding, but like I said, we'll just have to see. The whole thing is going to be a learning process. So, okay, it's wired in here. I can say it's been quite a number of years since I've had to take off like one of these wires from a toy. I don't even remember the last time I had to do that. Don't buy a whole lot of figures or toys or anything like that, so it's definitely been a while. Alright, so get rid of that. Get rid of this plastic bib. Alright, and basically here we are. I am very happy to say that the plastic feels like just normal like polystyrene model kit plastic. So that will make it very easy to like sand and paint and do whatever we need to do with it. Very skinny waist there, as you can see. That's not really the most attractive things. I like how like big and bulky it is here at the front, but then that really skinny waist is kind of a little bit distracting. But we do have a part that's going to be going on there still. The claws here, I believe those are maybe not polystyrene, but maybe ABS plastic, I think maybe. You can tell that the claws look like they're the only part that's painted. I'm trying to look closely at the eye there. I think the eye, that's a clear piece with some red paint behind it maybe. But the yellow all around the head here, that looks like that's all like separate parts. It's really hard to tell. Okay, now I had to take a closer look at it because the colors match up really well. These spikes here on the top, are the yellow is a separate piece. I don't think that's going to actually come off. I don't think those are going to be able to be separated, but these for the side part here, where there's these 3 blades that are connected, those yellows are just painted, it looks like. But they don't match the colors of the claws. I think they're not supposed to match, but I'm going to want them to match, so I'm going to have to repaint those. Very posable. I can see the frame is, obviously in this part is coming off, but I can tell the frame is going to be very, very articulated here. Everything moves very, very well. It feels like really fluid, so it should be really nice to be able to get this into pretty much like any sort of like realistic, animalistic looking pose that we want. Let's see, mouth opening up there, and then let's see the head gimmick without looking at the instructions. I should do, but just try to open that up. That just opens up like that. You can see the cockpit in there. No figure. This black part on the top is like a clear black, but it's like really dark clear. But it definitely is a little bit clear. You can see around the edge. You can see that it is a little bit clear. So that's really cool. I like that. Definitely when we spray some top coat, I might put a few like decals on this later as well. At that time, gonna have to be sure to keep that part clear. Let me see how easy it is to take off some of these parts. Let's see. Alright, well, after some careful poking and prodding, and I put the tail in there as well, I found the majority of those parts are not going to be coming off very easily, so that's going to make things a little bit more complicated if I want to paint this stuff. It's either going to require some really serious masking, or probably going to have to break some parts in the process of trying to get them off. Because, I mean, the thing looks and feels like it's basically a kit that's just been like snapped together and everything's just been like glued into place, with the exception of a couple parts that come off a little bit easier, like you saw on the one front foot. Also need to mention that under here there's this little cap part. I'm not going to take it off now, but you can take that off, and inside the box you have a different piece you can put in there that has a hole in it so that you can attach this onto an action base or some sort of base if you want to do that. I can also say that on a lot of parts there's a lot of nub marks, basically, because, I mean, like I said, again, it just basically feels like it's just a plastic kit that's just been like crudely snapped off the runners and just snapped together and glued together, and just a tiny bit of painting here and there, basically the claws, the yellow parts on the sides of the head, and then there's a little bit of like black in here on some of these blue parts on the tops of the legs. So yeah, a lot of cleanup going to be required, a lot of work in terms of either having to break parts to get them off, or I don't know. If anyone else has any ideas of how to get the parts off of this, definitely let me know, because I'll be open to some suggestions. Otherwise, it's gonna, like I said, require some really serious masking. If it really comes down to that, I think maybe I'll just try to avoid painting the inner frame, not paint the inner frame, just try to match the color for the inner frame of the Master Grade Astray. So then those will match, and then just try to just mask and paint the armor of this. Might have to come down to that. We'll have to see. Anyway, as you'll notice, it's missing its sword. I was waiting to put that on. I'll give you guys a look at this separately. Here it is, and this just pops down onto the back. We can see we have some chicken scratch writing there on the blade. So, to my knowledge, that's not any actual real language. It's definitely not Japanese, unless it's like really super obscure that I can't even read it at all. But it does have some writing on there. It does look cool anyway. So this folds out and then also extends like this. I'm sorry, let me give you that again. Folds in, folds out, extends, and also rotates. And I thought it should rotate the other way as well, but maybe not. This whole part is on a track here on the white part, so it just goes to the side and then out like that if you want to have it like cutting on the side or any other way. And this is just attached onto here by just this small little peg. Pretty simple. So let's put this on the Liger here. Let's stop that. And if it's on here a certain way, there we go, it just slides down into the back. It definitely helps with that very thin looking part there in the waist. So there's that with the sword attached now. Definitely, it's definitely a really cool looking thing. So it's definitely going to look good. I still think it's going to look good with the Blue Frame D, but just have to do a little bit of work there, getting everything in this back foot. Keeps doing that. So yeah, really super articulated, really nice look to it. It looks great. A lot of really cool details on there. Bad points would be there's a lot of nub marks, some flash here and there as well. Not really going to be able to take this apart easily if you wanted to repaint it. So if you're like me and had that idea of maybe repainting this, you're going to have some real trouble doing that. But yeah, overall, definitely worth it. It is a little bit expensive. I think it was something like $40 or something like that. Quite expensive, 45 maybe even something. So it's not the cheapest thing, but I think anyone who ever buys any figures usually knows that figures are usually more expensive for whatever reason. I guess just because they have to be assembled and painted and all of that as well. It's not just throwing some runners into a box. Alright, so that's pretty much just about going to do it for this. I didn't mention this about the tail, but I figured you guys could probably figure this out on your own, that the tail is bendable, whichever way you want it. It's not really super bendable. It didn't really move that much. The wire is like pretty thick, like the rubber part of the wire is pretty thick, so you're gonna have a hard time getting into like anything really too crazy, but it's pretty simple. I mean, it's gonna do whatever you're gonna want it to do, so that's pretty nice. Otherwise, not really a whole lot else I can say about this. This is the first time ever showing anything Zoids related on my channel, so hopefully some of you Zoids fans are happy. Please let me know of some maybe details, things, suggestions, things that I missed or things I messed up. If I'm going to be showing any more Zoid stuff, I would appreciate some feedback from you guys on this video. That way I can talk about any other future Zoid stuff with a little bit more helpful information. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be it for me for this, guys. I'm happy with the purchase. If you guys are interested, hope this video was helpful. If you have any other questions or comments about this, please ask those down below. I'll try to answer, or if I can't, maybe hopefully someone else who can will see your question and try to answer that for you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.